It's been difficult to get Teofimo opponents. Like on your guys' end, what's been the difficulty there for people to step in the ring with him?
Well, he's so good they didn't want to fight him. I mean, we offered Haney to fight, and Haney didn't want it. So we'll find the big fight for Teofimo. He's a great talent, great personality, and he'll do very well both at the box office and on the pay-per-view.
To you, Bob, outside of Ennis, what is the biggest fight you feel can be made for Teofimo at this time?
Well, maybe Haney, I think, but he seems like he doesn't have very much interest in the fight, Haney. I don't know. We'll see. When I get back, we'll all meet and decide who the best available guy is, and that's who will fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, those were the words of Bob Arum, the founder and chairman of Top Rank Incorporated, the promoter of Teofimo Lopez. You heard him say that Devin Haney basically declined to fight Teofimo Lopez after they initiated a proposal for that fight to happen in the 140-pound division. Now, of course, at the same time, Top Rank sent a proposal out, according to Bob Arum, for Boots, Jaron Ennis, to fight Teofimo as well, meaning that Teofimo would move up in weight at 147 pounds and compete for the IBF welterweight title. And of course, Teofimo Lopez and Brian Norman Jr. are going back and forth via social media about fighting each other and some issues that they are having with each other. I'm bringing all of that up to set the foundation that it seems to me that Bob Arum in Top Rank is having a difficult time securing the fight that they think is lucrative enough for them, or at least competitive enough for them, on behalf of Teofimo Lopez. Now, granted, him moving up to 147 pounds to take on Boots or Brian Norman Jr., those two fights are good fights for Teo, because if he wins those two fights, obviously he will become a world champion in another division. However, though, he still is 140 pounds, and so is Devin Haney. And the part that baffles me about all of this is that the reason why Bob Arum and Top Rank are making cases for Teofimo to fight Boots in the first place, and even Teofimo going back and forth with Brian Norman Jr. in the first place, is because of the chain of reaction and or the lack thereof from Team Haney. In other words, is if Teofimo Lopez could have secured the fight with Devin Haney in his own division, there would be no need right now at this time for Top Rank to advocate for him to move up to a different division where he can still physically compete at 140 pounds. what's even more alarming is that Bill Haney have been on a campaign via social media saying things about other people, Zab Judah included, Ryan Garcia included, and others, opposed to going in the background, like I keep telling him he should do, like I keep telling Devin Haney fans he should do, and like I keep telling you all that may not be particular fans of them what he should do. And that is, shh, be quiet, go in the background and learn the business of boxing and let Devin Haney get the shine. Y'all remember that? Those are the three things that I've been saying over and over and over again. I've been saying this for literally over a year and a half now. Because every time we turn around, we see these antics from Bill Haney, and even sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes from Devin Haney via social media. And it's affecting the brand of Devin Haney. Like when Devin Haney say, and these are his words, y'all, not mine. Don't get mad at me. That it is the promoters. It's the promoters' fault. It's their fault that he has not been back in action. It's the promoters' fault because of their behaviors that he haven't been back in the ring, to be honest. That was a direct quote from what he tweeted recently. It's their practices. It's their ethics and the lack thereof. That's the reason why he haven't been fighting since 420, the Ryan Garcia fight. And then now this information comes out based on the words of Teofimo Lopez's promoter, that they reached out. They initiated making the offer for Teofimo Lopez to fight Devin Haney. The only fight we keep hearing Devin Haney competing in is the fight in the court of law. It's time for us to hear when Devin Haney's going to fight. I mean, we did hear him even make a reference that his fight will be coming up in December. But of course, December is here and December is almost gone. And there haven't been a Devin Haney fight. And by the way, literally the day before yesterday, Devin Haney has his suspension lifted by the New York State Athletic Commission. I figure I'd let you all know that, since we're talking about him fighting again. And that's all I think the boxing community wants to see as a whole, overall, is for Devin Haney to get back in the ring and just fight. If he's not going to rematch Ryan Garcia, move on and fight someone else. A fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, that's actually a really good fight for both of those guys. Really good fight. Very lucrative fight. There's not too many people that Devin Haney can compete against in his division right now and make a whole boatload of money with. Not now. But someone like a Teofimo, oh, absolutely. Madison Square Garden in New York City, absolutely. Devin Haney's last fight was in New York, wasn't it? Right? Okay. It was in Brooklyn, right? Okay. So he's generated enough interest in New York. I mean, some of the content creators that favor Bill and Devin Haney and make excuses for them. Some of them are from New York, aren't they? I'm sure they can get some free publicity from those guys. Yeah, I'm talking about content creators, you know. Yeah, them. But all I'm saying is, Teofimo, we know, has a large demographic of paying supporters and sponsors in New York, particularly in Madison Square Garden. Be a really, really good fight on both sides, inside and out of the ring. The press conference will be amazing with the personalities of both of their fathers. Oh, man, this open and shut case, if you ask me. But Bob Arum says that Devin Haney declined. And so that's what's causing a lot of issues right now, where there's no other promoter right now that's willing to conduct business with Devin Haney. There's no other amount of money that will exceed the levels of monies that Devin Haney is accustomed to making through his purse right now in this division, except for dealing with Bob Arum and dealing with Bob Arum's clients. And one of them, of course, being Tio. I mean, hey, let's keep it all the way 100. Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, I don't think they want to conduct business with Devin Haney or Bill Haney, considering there's a lawsuit with their name attached to it, and got Oscar De La Hoya's names attached to it anyway. So we know that's not going to happen. Not one fighter over there that Golden Boy represents will be available to fight Devin Haney. Eddie Hearn is interested in doing good business. That much we do know about Eddie. But I think right now, with the climate of their relationship, I don't even think Eddie Hearn in Matchroom is willing to conduct business with Devin Haney or Bill Haney. I'm talking about right now. That might change, which is different from how Oscar De La Hoya viewed the Haneys. But right now, not at all. Bob Arum, who has always seemingly been willing to do business with Devin, you know, the purse bid that no other promoter wanted to do business with Bob and enter into that process, right? And even Eddie Hearn is on record, and don't make me pull the tape up because I did a video on this before, where Eddie even said he don't even want to risk losing $1 million to even be a part of that process. Y'all remember that? Okay. Now, people might bring up Turki Al-Sheikh. Let me just say this about Turki. And I have to say this. This is very important. None of y'all know. Let me reframe that. None of us know. I mean, I have an idea of being a part of the business of boxing. But none of us know how much Turki Al-Sheikh pays any of these fighters. I mean, seriously. I know on the outside looking in, it appears that Turki Al-Sheikh is paying a boatload of money, meaning that he's paying money that exceeds the level of even the top fighters and the top earners in this business even expect. But we don't know that. I mean, I know that's a narrative that's been thrown around in the boxing community, but specifically on social media, but we don't know that. We do not know how much money Turki Al-Sheikh pays these guys or ladies to compete. We don't know. I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. And I have to say this last part, because I think this is equally as important. When Turki Al-Sheikh cut the check, I just want to say this because people need to be aware of this. When he cuts the check to the fighters, understand that 95% of the boxers who go to Saudi Arabia or even here in LA when Terrence Crawford fought? Compete under the Red Eye season banner, under that banner. 95% of the fighters are represented by representation, including but not limited to a promoter. You know that, right? Okay, then. Turki Al-Ashiki is not putting on fights on his own. Okay, then. He's bankrolling these fights, but the representation, let's just limit it to the promoter, just for the scope of my illustration. The promoters receive 20 to 30% of whatever Turki pays the fighters. Y'all know that, right? I've been telling y'all the business of boxing since I got here on YouTube. So I just want everybody to understand. We don't know if it's their biggest payday when they go over there and fight for Red Eye season or not. But what difference does it make? People keep talking about purses and pay-per-view buys and purse bids and splits. Why are y'all talking about that? What difference does it make? 96% of the people in the boxing community, particularly on YouTube, do not represent the business of boxing. Even if they have a slight understanding of it, which I do appreciate. So it doesn't make a difference. The opportunity for these fighters to make money is the goal. Irregardless if it's from Turki, their promoter, a sponsor, and or a network. We just want to see the fighters compete and entertain us, right? Okay, so let's keep it there. Let's just keep, because you know what happens? Everybody's arguing on YouTube over things that they really don't understand yet. And it's wasting a lot of time. People are making money off of it through content, but let's just keep it on the sport of boxing when it comes to the sport. And when it comes to the business, you know, leave it up to the people who represent the business and understand it with the suits and boots. Why? Because it doesn't cause confusion. I'm not here to dictate what people should and should not talk about. All I'm saying is it creates this lane and path for people to start pushing out false narratives. And then it confuses more the fan base than it educates the fan base. So we don't know if Turki's going to pay Devin Haney a boatload of money that he's never been paid before or not. We don't know that. Now, what we do know is Turki ain't going to pay no Devin Haney no $5 million. Turki Al-Ashik is not paying Devin Haney $5 million to fight anybody. And if you don't, you know what? Don't take my word for it. If that's the case, the people that said that, tell them to prove it. Remember, I told y'all in 2024, we're not just going by hearsay anymore. Remember I told y'all that? We need people to verify the information that they're putting out there. With what? Truth and evidence. Now, I'm hearing that Bill Haney, I didn't hear him personally, but I'm hearing that Bill Haney, I don't know who he told this to, I don't know, but people are saying that Bill Haney said that Turki Al-Ashik proposed to pay Devin Haney $5 million to fight. I don't know if that's true or not. But even if it is, all right, well, prove it then. Put the paperwork out there. And there's no paperwork, there's no actual legal proposal, then what we talking about for? What we talking about it for? We just want to see Devin Haney in the ring, though. That's what we want to see. All this social media talk and jumping on people's platforms, talking about Bill Haney, and disrespecting people and all. Man, listen, don't nobody, we off that in 2025. We want to see action now in the ring. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.